live from the Keys to Success show. And as you guys know, on Fridays, we love to highlight power couples, local power couples here in the Atlanta, Georgia market, as well as many markets across the U.S. Today, it is my absolute pleasure to welcome Musah and his amazing wife, Miss Iffath Lotallah. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in today and sharing some of your keys to success to being an amazing power couple. As long as I've known you guys, whenever I see Musah, I see Iffath, and if we see Iffath, we see Musah. So you guys are an absolute staple to what it means to be a successful power couple. So I want to thank you guys so much for joining.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, and thank you for what you said about us, because sometimes we don't feel so wonderful. So it's great to get that feedback.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys are phenomenal. So, I mean, tell me, I know you guys are parents as well, and you've been, how long have you guys been married?
2005, 2006.
14 years.
The husband never get it right, but close.
Right. 14 years. And have you guys been together for 14 years, or when you first met, you were automatically married? How did you guys meet?
Ooh.
We
met a couple years before getting married.
Yeah, and we was friends first.
Yeah, so
you were friends first. That's amazing. So 14 years of marriage, phenomenal. So what would you say, because a lot of people, the 10-year mark, you guys have surpassed the 10-year mark now.
Yeah.
So congratulations on that. Heading into now 20 years, 15 and 20 years of marriage, which is absolutely phenomenal. You know, people do not make it that far. So tell us some of your secrets to keeping it together throughout all of the years, recessions and everything else.
You go first.
For us, before we decided to get married, we was like, there's no other option, right? Like, we do this and we do it for real, right?
Right.
So some people, they get into it because it's fashionable, or a family member told them to do it, or, you know, whatever the reason may be. But then there's other options, and they probably, the first seed of turmoil, they look for those other options. For us, we were just like, we're gonna do it for real. And we know, you know, both of our coaches was like, you get married, and we believe in marriage, not, you know, baby mama business and this and that. So we just said,
all the nonsense.
Yeah, we just gonna do it for real.
That's phenomenal. So would you say that one of your first keys to success to being a power couple is taking the commitment of it serious? Like, this is for real. This is not like for play. Like, this is something that's important and that's serious.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like once you have that commitment, like you said, of course, you know, we had the recession, we had all these different things, we had businesses, and you know, you could feel like, oh, this isn't working, but you got to realize you guys came together with one goal. Everything else is going to change, but how can you still make the best of the situation and make it work?
And the foundation wasn't based on the economy, right? Or it wasn't based on something outside of us too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as long as we got each other, in a sense, it's like, this is what the foundation was based on. So yeah, so it's been ups and downs, been peaks and valleys, right? Man, you know, the foundation's still there.
Right. And I know that you hear that, and I always say that with anything that you do, you want to start with a solid foundation. So when you have that foundation set, and Musah, you're a builder, you develop properties and real estate, so you understand the importance of having that solid foundation in place, very strong. So no matter what, if there's a storm or an earthquake or a tornado, that house still stands through it all.
You know what's crazy? The real estate investor, the first thing you run away from when you thinking about buying a property is if the foundation got foundation problems. Right. And that's true in life too, right? So if you got foundation problems, if the foundation was built on sand or a bunch of lies, the whole house is no good.
Right. Wow, that's important. So just having a strong foundation would be one of the major keys. And I know in relationships and in life, I know for me, I always say have success in all areas of your life. So with relationships, it would be success in all areas of the relationship is what builds a solid foundation.
Exactly.
Wow, that's powerful stuff.
And
so now, go ahead, sorry.
And just being honest up front, right? So if you want whatever kind of relationship you want, if you just tell them the partner that's what you want up front, and they okay with it, then that's the foundation.
Right. Yeah, that's part of it. Wow, that's for sure. That's amazing. So now let's talk a little bit about your careers and what you guys do. And I'll start with you, Musah. What do you do currently for a living? What do you do for a living? Tell us a little bit about Musah.
Well, I started off in a real estate development. and I had no idea what real estate development was. I come from a family of electricians that we was going into houses and wiring them up. So I met a mentor, and I guess he was a gift to me, and he seen how hungry I was, so he gave me 11 houses to start. And I never remodeled the kitchen. I never remodeled the bathroom. I never built the deck. He gave me 11 houses to start, where I had to tear the trees out and stick houses in there. Later on, I found that was called development. So I moved from there to building subdivisions and building a lot of houses in just about every neighborhood in Atlanta. I've built houses all over the place in Atlanta.
Wow, that's phenomenal. And so, if tell us a little bit about you and what you do and your career.
Well, so when I met Musah, I was doing accounting, and that was my profession. So when we decided that we were going to get married, he was like, "I've got this electrical business." So I was like, "Okay, I'll come do the books for your business." And that's kind of how I was like, "Oh, well, put both our careers together," And then,
That's
like you said,
awesome.
we started developing, and then I got my hands in that, and basically. With the kind of guy Musah is, like, you just want to be involved with whatever he's doing. So I was like, okay, I'm game. What are we doing next? Okay, we're getting a loan from the
That's
bank.
awesome.
Okay, what are we doing next? And I was just kind of along for the ride in the beginning.
Right. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. So, and I know you guys have children. So, when it comes to your businesses and your careers and with having children, how important is involving the children in just the overall foundation of the family and your businesses as well? Because I know your kids are extremely intelligent, very bright young children. So, tell us a little bit about how that goes.
Well, your kids don't do what you tell them to do. They do what you do,
Mm,
right? So they see what we do. It comes second nature to them because they see it every day. Um, I think they see the relationship between us two and the respect that's there. So they became
right.
respectful out of it. And they
Wow.
see two parents that's entrepreneurs. So they have an entrepreneur spirit. We never push them to do things that um, maybe more traditional. You have your people that say, go and get a job and this and that. We don't tell our kids that. We tell them to be creative and create things.
One thing
Wow.
that I love, because you know how we build houses from scratch. So what I love is for the kids to go see the raw land and be like, so
Right.
is this where my room is going to be? And is this where this is going to be? And then gradually,
Right.
step by step, to see it coming to life. And always
Wow.
remind them that everything we see started with an idea.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
And they could
we
already read
reinforce that.
blueprints.
Yeah.
Wow, that's phenomenal. So it's important, I guess, as parents to, like you said, Musa, and like you said as well, if to set that foundation and they mirror what they see their parents doing. So I
Yeah.
think that would be another one of your keys to success as parents is just showing them the proper example of how to live, how to, in your eyes of what it means to be amazing people. That's phenomenal.
But one thing I also try to make sure I don't do is I show them we show them what we're doing, but also telling them don't do what we do what feels right to you, because that's what we're doing. And it's just
Right.
one way to success, right? So they still have to, basically I'm trying to show them, don't think this is the only way, because everybody has their way, but find it for themselves, and that we
Right.
support them in that.
That's phenomenal. Now, and I know that you said you take them to your properties or even your house because you've built a few properties as you're building the home to allow them to watch the process of growth. That is mind blowing to just know that you're instilling those values in them very young. And you may have some builders on your hands or, future home
Yeah.
developers as well.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And the good thing is, as we grow, they get to stand on our shoulders. They don't have to go back and do electrical work, right? They can start
Right,
off as multifamily or commercial developers, because that's where I would be by the time they graduate high school, right? If they
right.
decide to get done with college and want to come to the family business, they can stand on my shoulders and take the baton from there.
Wow, that's phenomenal. So with this whole coronavirus stuff, because it's, it's going on, everybody's experiencing it. How has it affected your home as a family, as business professionals? How are you guys doing with the coronavirus?
I bought a whole bunch of junk food and I just keep them sugared up and away from me the whole time.
Yeah. It's kind of just we're all starting over in a way. It's like we don't have a structured schedule where we have to be somewhere. What I think is kind of cool, it's allowed us to figure out what we want in our day. We're
Right.
trying to get their schooling done, which to me that's a little chaotic because their teachers send a lot of stuff, but
Right.
we're making our own plans, like whatever works for us. And so it's kind of been freeing in some ways. The only downside is they're so free they like never go to sleep.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Right. So,
this is giving an example of what homeschooling 3 kids would be like in a sense.
right.
And but yeah, some of it is good because they're not dealing with some of the pressures, peer pressures from school,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
But they also going to have to learn how to deal with that because after coronavirus is over, they're going to have to get back to it. So,
Right.
it's a gift and a curse.
Right. And how is it affecting your business as a whole? How's it? Are your businesses affected in any way from the coronavirus?
Yeah, it's being affected because the real estate market is being affected, right?
Right.
Here's something that I heard a long time ago when you don't understand until you get into the business. Our
Right.
president had a book out, Donald Trump, right? Regardless of your politics, this is not about that. He had a
Right.
book out. He said, own nothing and control everything.
Right.
So what's different about this downturn in 2008 is that I own zero, but I control a certain amount, right?
Wow.
A certain percentage, right? When 2008 came, we all took the brunt as builders and developers on our shoulders. This time around, it's shared.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah,
So I guess, just having that previous experience when we had the, economic things that had happened in previous times, it
exactly.
prepared you for today so that you were
Exactly.
able to experience it, but not experience it as bad as
Exactly.
it
Let me
could have
tell
been.
you, experience and no, failure is a great teacher, right?
Right.
Success will
Mhm.
lead you. Success will make you think that you're better than what you are. Failure
Yeah.
will teach you how to humble yourself and how to be prepared, right?
Yeah.
So, like they say, the ants work like winter is coming.
Right.
So, as a developer, as a real estate investor, I work like winter is coming,
Right.
and this
That's
is the winter
important.
right here.
Right. That's amazing. That's amazing stuff. And I think, I think I remember the book you're referring to by Donald Trump, but I mean, he's a phenomenal businessman as well. So I'm sure even just having him in office is phenomenal just because of all the craziness that's going on. Hopefully, it will be able to bounce back quickly and efficiently with that. So Iffath, tell us a little bit about you and how your business is affected by this. And I know you stand by your husband 110% with everything that he's got going on. How is that and just the overall recession been for you? Or
Yeah,
not
well,
recession, but coronavirus.
coronavirus, right? Well, we've kind of had to look at everything we have to offer, and say, how can we still make it? Like, how can we still add value if we can't leave the house?
Mm,
Mhm.
And for me, I was just, I've been developing my makeup line. I just got some new samples I was going to put on the website. And then I'm like, is anybody going to want to buy makeup right now? Is this the thing? So it kind of put a pause to that for me. And,
right.
we're just trying to say, like, how can we continue to serve and give value? Like, if this was the new normal, what would we do? And
Right.
I feel like we're asking each other a lot more questions lately, in a way, because it's like we just have to start over
Right.
and say, yeah, if this was a new normal, how could we still be out there? How could we still give value and still take care of our family?
Wow, that's major input. That's a major key right there. If asking yourself, if this were my new normal, if this lasted a year, if this lasted 6 months, how could I still function and be able to take care of my family and sustain for the future of my family? That's some powerful stuff. That's a powerful way of looking at the situation for sure.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah, and I think, and imagine when you, well, I was gonna say, imagine when you have that, then when it goes back to normal or whatever it was, you're still on a more solid foundation because you could
right.
get ready for a turn again.
Yep.
Exactly, and be even stronger for the next, it's like each wave and we always have these waves, and being able to be prepared and having a more solid ship, like you said, solid foundation each time things may happen. That's amazing. Really
Yeah.
good information. So, I mean, real estate development, accounting, these are all like really strong careers to have. Do you guys have, what are your like, what is beyond that, or will you continue to do developing? Are you guys looking into hotels? What's the plan as a power couple? Or one of the things, of course, I know we don't have the time to get into, all of it, but what are some of the things that you guys prepare yourself after the recession, and after the coronavirus? I keep calling it a recession, but after the
Yeah,
coronavirus.
it's a recession, and I believe it's gonna linger on for a little bit longer. So you might as well call it a recession. 18 million
Right,
people just filed for unemployment, and when they say ready, set, go, everything is not going to get back like the flip of a light switch, right? So
right,
it's going to be a slow, gradual build up, but we will be back and we will be stronger than before, right?
right.
What's next is basically serving more people, right?
Wow.
So even as a real estate developer, I want to serve more people, which means multifamily, which means maybe commercial projects, right? Sometimes when
Right,
you start off, you kind of start off where you feel in a like you challenge your comfort zone, but don't get too greedy. And that's where
right,
the single families came in. So now
right,
I'm looking into mixed use apartment complexes, and not just here. I'm actually I got a good brother that's in Africa that invited me to Africa a couple of times. I'm looking to do
wow,
business in Africa, and just think about the curveball that Corona threw, because now
right,
all of those goals, just like everybody else's goals, but all of those traveling goals and just to go and visit, everything like that's been put on hold. But
right.
I do believe everything will come back. So now utilize this time to educate yourself and sharpen your saw, because when it come back, don't say you lack any kind of skills, because now in
Right.
this downtime you can read the book and you can sharpen those saws and develop those skills, and then when everything comes back in the next 6 months or a year, you can say, look at the new me.
Wow. Yeah, that's great advice. For people who may be, wanting to get into building or into accounting, what would be some of the advice in this current market that you all would give to them as your keys to, in this certain time, if you're looking to get in this, you should do?
You go first.
Well, what I was going to add to what you were saying, and it kind of goes with this, whatever industry it is right now, I think
Mhm.
everybody has to develop some type of passive income stream. So
Right.
whatever you're like, for him with real estate, he could definitely, teach very easily courses or whatever, accounting. Yeah, I could teach people bookkeeping. I love time management. That's one of my favorite things to teach people. And it's
I will sign up for that today.
I love that. I actually have a course on that. And I think just things that people can, like you said, continue to develop yourself at home without having to leave, so that you do become stronger and ready for the curveballs. I'd say one of the biggest things that's helped us since the first downturn was how much we invested in personal development.
Wow.
So, and they say that people, even in a recession, they still, education, people are still investing in their education. So I would say add both of those together, develop yourself and also have a way to help others to develop themselves and to get paid off of that too.
Awesome. And you had mentioned your program, that those kind of things. What kind of programs do you guys currently have available? Because like I know for me earlier today, I was just thinking, man, I've got to get better with managing my time. Time management is so important, and even especially in these times of people sitting at home and they may feel like they have all the time in the world, but if they had more control and more an organized schedule of their time, I'm sure there are millions of people right now who need that time management services that you have to offer. Where can they find your services? Where can people sign up for your courses and learn how to become better with their time management?
Yeah, well, my website, which is just www.iffath.com, iffath.com. I've got what I call my life fulfillment planning workshop. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
not just about time management. It's not just about a to-do list. It's like, okay, what's important to me and how can I spend, the time that I have to get those top things done? Realizing that you're never going to get it all done, and that's really not even the goal. The goal is to
Right.
feel like at the end of the day, you made progress towards what was most important to you. So it's on my website. I was thinking about doing a coronavirus special for people. So because I know a lot of people
Right.
can't afford full price anymore, but yeah, definitely go there. You can subscribe and find out more about it.
That's awesome. And do you have a group with that? Do you have a Facebook group for women or men or whoever signs up for your program where they can kind of track their journey when it comes to their time management or their goals and things like that?
That's a good question because you might be able to help me answer that one because I don't know what would be helpful to someone who isn't there yet. You know what I'm saying? So I
Okay.
almost wanted to ask, a bunch of people, like, if we checked in weekly, would that be helpful, or monthly, or, how can you, because, I know exactly how it is to set a goal and then a month
Right.
later it's still there.
Right.
You haven't
Exactly.
achieved it. So, like, I don't know for what is the most helpful, but I would, if there were enough people that were interested and that said, weekly accountability would be great. I'd love to have a group like that, because it keeps me excited. I mean, it helps me to achieve my goals when I'm always doing the practice.
Right.
And then also when I see other people achieve their goals, it just is the best feeling.
Right. Well, I know in my group, built the Billionaire Businesswomen Mastermind group, we just started a workout challenge, and we're actually working out every single day. So I would say daily, just having a group where people can check in daily on what their goals are, because it's a daily thing, would be helpful. I know for me, and I know several other women as well, and business professionals who would love a group where they could have that daily check-in, and it's not something where they could call themselves accountable and have other members in the group hold themselves accountable. That's kind of what we're doing in the Billionaire Businesswomen Mastermind group.
Oh, that sounds awesome. That gave
Yeah.
me a great idea. So I'll definitely send it to you when I'm ready to set it
Awesome.
up.
I look forward to signing up for it for sure. So, and Musah, do you have a program currently out to teach people how to get into building or coaching?
I do have a consultant on my website, which is musahlotallah.com.
Okay.
Most of my consulting has been business to business.
Okay.
So I haven't opened it up that much to private individuals, but I will be from this point forward. Right.
Okay.
But if you're a private individual, you can still go to my website, musahlotallah.com, and there's a couple of programs on there that you can get one-on-one coaching with me. But most of my consulting so far has been business to business, because I work with other investors and other contractors, and I bring them deals all the time, and I stay on as a consultant throughout the project.
Okay, fantastic. And when it comes to training programs, like, can other couples, if they have like, hey, we want to learn how to organize our lives in ways like that, is that something that you guys offer or may consider offering in the future?
Yeah,
That sounds fun to me.
yeah,
I would
that
like
sounds
that.
fun, because we know somebody mentored me, right? And to
Right,
pay it forward, as my mentor told me, he said, if I hold anything back from you, I'm hurting you.
right,
And that's the approach that I have to anybody that want to learn this business. If I hold
right.
anything back from you, I'm hurting you. So
Wow.
that means the information that I have to share, because some people don't believe it's enough. Some people don't believe in teaching other people because they believe they're creating their competition. I
Right.
believe there's enough to go around.
Absolutely. Abundant.
I don't think I could develop all this land out here, and neither do I want to. Right? I don't want to be chasing contractors from state to state. I'll teach you. You go and find your piece of the puzzle somewhere else, and it's enough out here for all of us. So yes, I believe in giving value.
Okay, wow, I love that. Do you guys have any training programs on Udemy or any other platform? I know it's on your websites
I
is
only
where
have
we
mine
can go.
on my website. Yeah.
Just on our websites.
Okay, fantastic. So I know we have a few minutes left. I don't know if we have any questions, and if you guys have shared this on your Facebook pages as well, Musah and Iffath. But if anyone has any questions while we have Iffath and Musah on for the next few minutes, please feel free to drop your questions in. I want to thank Diana for joining, Kareem for joining, Taz, Salithia, thank you so very much for joining. We have a few other people. I can't see their names there. Thank you guys so very much for joining. Someone on there, let's see. And on my Instagram, let's go here as well for the Instagram Live and see if there's any questions or comments on my Instagram. Thank you guys again for taking the time to share your keys to success. I mean, it really, one of my reasons for starting this show was to inspire other people to understand the importance of what it takes to have success in all areas of your life. And I wanted to really highlight power couples on Fridays because I think it's so profound when two people can come together and make things work in a successful manner. And so, as an individual, it's pretty easy because you're managing yourself. And so
Hmm.
you're able to do it. But when it's two people coming together and you're still able to manage and keep it together for 14 years, that is something that to be celebrated. and to really realize how phenomenal it is. So I want to thank you guys for just sharing your journey thus far, as a power couple. It is phenomenal.
Thank you.
Someone would say, what are the keys to a lasting marriage through ups and downs? And I think, Musah, you may have answered that earlier. You said the foundation, but I'll let you elaborate a little more to that question.
I think it's just a mutual respect, right? And the ups and downs are necessary, especially in the beginning, right? Because in the beginning, what you're doing is working out the kinks. So when in the beginning, when you're having these disputes, you're basically telling the other person or your partner what you stand for, or your rules, or how you see certain things, or what your vision is, right? It doesn't always have to be an argument or a debate, but when you bump heads like that and you come to an agreement, you shouldn't have to bump heads a second time, because you already have that mutual understanding, right?
Right.
And as far as business, okay, no, let this guy come in, because come to see this guy.
Awesome.
Life with kids.
This is life with kids.
Oh, no,
right?
it's awesome. Hello. Thank you so much for joining. He just wants another snack.
Luckily, we have those.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I had.
Go ahead, you got it.
Well, I was thinking of something. When we first got married, I remember at my bridal shower, that question was asked: "What's the key to a successful marriage?" And one of my friends said, "Pick your battles." And I didn't know what that meant really until I got married.
Right.
And so, I followed that for a little bit. But what I think is more accurate is here's your shirt. Is realizing this is how you have less battles, period, is realizing that everybody is on their own path. I didn't marry him to be like me. He didn't marry me to be like him.
Right.
We both have our own unique set of, I guess, skills and talents and personality traits that we bring to the relationship. So a lot of times, I'm really OCD and perfectionist. I'll be like, oh, I wish he would do it this way. Or, I told him to do this. Why did he do this? He's big picture. I'm detailed. And I got to remind myself, he has his path and his journey. I have mine, but we're still going to the same place.
Right.
And so it goes back to the respect he was talking about, just respecting the individuality of each other, but having the same goal and trying to get to the same place in our own way.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. And I know I follow like Elaine and Grant Cardone, and they are one of the, a supreme, a really great power couple that I see. On Thursdays they have a show where they just talk about love and relationships on a regular basis. And I know in their marriage, Grant has his path, Elaine has hers, but then they also have their path. So it's almost like it's three separate paths. It's each person, and then there's one unity path, and they all coincide together. Would you guys say that that's something that you guys follow as well in your relationship as well?
Yeah, I think definitely.
Exactly, because she does makeup, and I don't want nothing to do with makeup.
So you're saying you don't do makeup, Musah?
But he's really good at pointing out when someone's wearing the wrong shade.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
You're like, I don't know what's going on.
I can tell a botched job from a mile away.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. So
I think you're right. Yeah, those three paths, but it's still one.
It's still one. Wow, that's phenomenal stuff. Before we sign off, is there any last words of advice that you would give to a couple that's looking to be married now, before they start their journey? And I'll start with you, Musah.
Understand why you're getting married, and understand why you're getting married, and do it for real. Be honest with yourself. Forget what everybody else thinks. Be honest with yourself, and it's a journey, right? Some things that you guys are going to do in year 1, you're not going to do in year 5. Some things you're going to do in year 5, you may not do in year 10. But there's going to be other added things that you will be doing, right? And just know that you're growing together, right? And it's all about growth. It's about adding value to each other, and it's about growth. As long as you guys do that, you'll be married for a long time.
Wow, that's phenomenal. Thank you for sharing that. And Iffath, what would you say to a couple that's about to get married or looking to be married?
Definitely echoing what he said, and also realizing that marriage it doesn't fix all your problems. It's two people coming together with problems that are solving those with a support system. So, your spouse is not going to be perfect, and the things that trigger you, because they will trigger you, is just an opportunity for your healing. So basically, you're choosing a partner that you're going to heal with.
Wow, that's amazing.
And when they trigger you, you realize, okay, I got to do work in this area.
Right. Wow, that's phenomenal stuff. Well, I want to thank you both for taking, the 30 minutes out of your afternoon away from your family to give back to others who are definitely listening on some of your keys to success to being a power couple here in the Atlanta market and here, in the world. You guys are absolutely role models in my eyes as a successful couple. I respect both of you highly. Your parenting skills, and I just want to thank you guys for tuning in and for joining us. And for taking time out of your day to be on the show.
Thank you so much.
Much.
You're very welcome. And one last time, where can people find you, Iffath? Where can they find you as far as your contact information?
So the easiest way would be to go to my website, which is just www.iffath.com.
Awesome. And Musah?
And mine is Musah, my first name and my last name, Musah Lotallah, MUSAHLOTALLAH.com.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you guys so very much. Everyone said yes, that was amazing. Thank you guys so much for being on. We really appreciate it. And until next time, this is Miss Lee signing off from the Keys to Success, where today we talked about the keys to success to being a successful power couple. Thank you guys so very much for joining. Until Monday, I'll see you then. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.